Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
So we have some questions related to water crisis in Pakistan. First of all, how is drinking unsafe water harmful to the humans?
Well, you see, 70% of humans are made of water. So water is an essential part of life. When we drink poor quality water, which may be contaminated by different viruses or bacteria, or for that matter, by harmful elements, specifically like arsenic. So that can have negative effects on our health. And we can end up sick in the hospital. Our children can end up not growing to the potential that they should be able to grow to. So drinking safe water can be extremely detrimental to health.
In Pakistan and rural areas, many people don't have access to any kind of water. They have to travel a long way to get water. What can be done to help them?
So there's different ways we can actually help them. In Pakistan, there's a common trend of people setting up filter stations. So many governments have installed different reverse osmosis plants. So they have a huge reverse osmosis unit, which can store up to 3,000 liters an hour. And those plants can supply water for a specific community. The only flip side to that is an expensive way to actually do it. The other possibility is to possibly set up wells which are connected to solar, so that the cost of actually running it is better. But the problem with that is that the well has to be very deep, because specifically in and around Lahore and the suburbs, the water level is very deep to have safe water. And lastly, one other possibility is there are some chlorinated tablets. So there's tablets which you can actually put in a pot of water. It not only chlorinates it, but actually settles the sediment. The problem with that is that it changes the taste of water. So many communities don't prefer to use that because of that change in taste.
How often do you receive patients who have problems caused by drinking unsafe water?
Me being a pediatrician, we see a lot of children coming with diarrhea and hepatitis, and those are probably and I'm talking about hepatitis A specifically, and E. These A and E are both spread through contaminated water, that is. And just to give you an example, 17% of all children under 5 years of age die because of diarrhea. So that just gives you an idea of how much of a burden waterborne diseases is. I see tremendous number of patients coming in, and especially it's very seasonal. So when we have the monsoon coming in, there's more likelihood of contamination of gutter water with drinking water because there's flooding. And when you have different areas of flooding, that's when you actually have a lot of patients coming in.
What do you think is the most important reason for pollution of water?
One of the most important reasons is we don't take care of our water reservoirs. If we talk about rural Pakistan, not the urban part, I'll talk about the urban part in a minute, but when we talk about rural Pakistan, a lot of our industrial waste is dumped into natural water reservoirs, untreated. And that results in significant contamination of our water tables. That's why in and around Lahore, near Rawalpindi areas, there's a lot of industries, and some of them are tanning industries. Similar, if you go towards South Punjab, there's a lot of sugar cane which they convert into sugar. And so there's a lot of drainage of the chemicals used into the natural water table, which significantly contaminates the water. If we look at the urban population, a lot of our drainage systems are mixed with your drinking water. So in the inner old city of Lahore, you have a lot of drinking water pipes running through gutter systems. And that's probably the most common reason for contamination.
Lastly, in your opinion, how can the water crisis in Pakistan be solved?
Well, I think it's all about creating the right awareness in not only the population as at home, but also mobilizing governments to make the laws necessary and to ensure they're implemented so that industrial waste, when it's drained or introduced into the rivers, it goes through a treatment plant so that the harmful chemicals are removed. And that's a long-term solution, but the short-term solution is really educating people to boil water if they can, use chlorinated tablets if they can, or actually use a reliable centralized water source for the communities.